All right, the highlight as I return back. You haven't seen a lot of highlight videos on YouTube because it was off for a couple weeks. First one coming right back. We get an iceberg, and at first, the iceberg doesn't get filled right away. So the analysis is it's going to break down a little bit, go sideways, and once it does come back as a magnet, that can be the release for it and of it to the upside. So when that happens, it's important to not only see orders, but how the market reacts to those orders to make probable conclusions. Another highlight that had happened is we got a little kick up right in here on the S&P minis when McConnell said in a comment that there was hopeful for a compromise regarding this stimulus, this aid package. The market's been driven by we get an aid package, we're bullish, we don't, we're bearish. The thing is, if you're a NASDAQ trader or just an index trader altogether, right here, not that circle, this circle right here that I'm going to draw, that's the spike that the NASDAQ got. And all of a sudden, they come off a little bit. Now, we don't have this information down to there, but we do know once it comes off in here that it looks like a failure that high of that high, because that's their day session high up there. Starts to look like a failure, and maybe it's going to get and stay weak. It's definitely gotten weak when it's in here. Does it stay weak? You scratch your head. Why do you scratch your head? Because in order to find value, you have to compare it to something. There's no such thing as good-looking people if there weren't any ugly people. And that's why it's important to compare and contrast over and over and over again. If you look at the ES in that same sequence was right in here, they make a higher high by a tick or two, but the NASDAQ was like 10, 12 handles for making a higher high. That was the beginning of some selling in all the indexes, that clear divergence, you could call it. It doesn't have to get you short every time, but it does need to get you to scratch your head. Compare, contrast. It's what you use to value the price of anything your entire life. But when most people open up a trading account, for some reason, they ignore that technique. Stay safe. It's good to be back. And make sure get us over 1,000 before year end.